Alright, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 1 of Daily Dungeon Diving. That's right, guys. The update finally hit, version 1.10, and we have a lot to talk about before I go over to the gatekeeper and kill him for the dungeon key. Now, first of all, this looks different. It looks very different. They've gone ahead and added the second slot, which you can see down below my halberd there. And yeah, the layout just looks very different. Very different. They've added a couple of things into the game now, along with the dungeons. They added the grindstone, which will sharpen our weapons to increase their damage. Now, I don't know exactly how that's going to work. However, if we go into the store here and we look at the weapon chest, or not the weapon chest, the mad chest? Yes, we can see that there's a sharpened bastard sword level 3 in here, and the damage is... it's significant. It's really significant. The level 5 sharpened falchion has 72 damage on it, which is like crazy damage from a falchion. So I do know that that is going to be really important. I also want to show off the other weapons here. We've got the poison dagger, which is going to be pretty awesome. The Night Guest sickle, which is actually a weapon we can have now. It doesn't do that much damage, but it has a chance to instantly kill an enemy. Now, depending on what that chance is, this weapon may be awesome, it may be worthless. I imagine it doesn't work on bosses. You probably can't just instantly kill the gatekeeper, or if there's a boss in the dungeon, which we really don't know. There's the Warhammer here, which ignores enemies' armor, which is going to be awesome for heavily armored enemies. The Flaming Sword, which is really high damage, and it also has the added benefit of scaring away the Night Guest. And we have the Claymore, which actually, hold on. Okay, there, now I can actually read it. The Claymore, which is godly. 70 damage, and 1.8 attack range means that's like between the bastard sword and the halberd, but by the looks of it, it's made of iron or steel, so it should have way more durability than either of them, hopefully. So yeah, that's all of the, well, not all of the new weapons, but many of the new weapons. Now, the biggest issue here, guys, the biggest issue, you're noticing I'm heading to the gatekeeper, and if you've watched my video on how to kill the gatekeeper before, then you know basically what the strategy is, right? Well, you can see that I am bringing completely different things. I am not going to be using my previous strategy because, as we have discovered, and we've been talking about extensively on Discord, unfortunately, they have removed stutter step from the game. Stutter stepping no longer works. You have to go through your full attack animation now. Which means those slower weapons, like cartwheels, aren't that great, and the club is no longer the best weapon ever for farming the low tier zones, the tier 1 and tier 2 zones. It's just not that great. So farming is going to be completely different now, guys. I will go ahead and say that I plan to essentially redo all of my previous guides. I've done a beginner's guide as well as a guide on the gatekeeper and doing treasures of the damned. Obviously, with stutter step gone, most of those things are kind of irrelevant now. They just don't work. So I'll have to redo all of those, but I've actually gotten a little bit better with doing YouTube content. YouTube content, yes. YouTube content now. I've got the ability to make thumbnails for my videos and whatnot now, so they'll look better anyways later. But yeah, so basically what I'm planning to do here is, since stutter step isn't in the game, we kind of, to a certain extent, have to go toe-to-toe with the gatekeeper. You might I was gonna say you could potentially use the cart though still on the left pillar, but it's my buddy Massis over at Discord. He was basically saying he went there and he couldn't get it in with the cart though. It's just way too slow now. So now we have to consider attack speed. So the one-handed sword has kind of been my weapon of choice for a very long time, but the attack speed isn't great. The falchion, on the other hand, has a much better attack speed, so my DPS will be way better. And the flanged mace has pretty decent attack speed as well, so I'm probably gonna go away from using one-handed swords before long, guys. I'll use the ones that I've already made, but yeah, I'm probably gonna lean towards making falchions and making flanged maces pretty soon. I might actually stop using clubs for tier 1 and use cartwheels for that, because I need to use my cartwheels for something. But yeah, depending on how the grindstone thing works out, that may be really, really important for weapons in the future. But as you can see, I brought tier 3 armor because we're going to be going toe-to-toe with the gatekeeper, and I brought an extra set of tier 3 armor and a lot of food. So my plan is I'm just going to hop in, I'm going to backstab him, and I'm going to get him away a little, or I'm going to run away from him a little bit. I'm going to switch from that halberd to some food, and we're going to go toe-to-toe. And I'm actually not going to have him break all the spikes right away, because I want to use those on the wolves. There, that's a pretty good chunk. Yeah, you can see, unfortunately, no. Oof, that hurts. Man, that hurts going up against him. Probably gonna switch to... That wolf got stuck on there for a little bit. Probably gonna yeah, we're gonna switch to the falchion here. Yeah, that's much better DPS. Much better. Can you break those for me, buddy? But yeah, it's really exciting to have dungeons, but it's really disheartening to have lost the stutter step, because that was like really a key element. Ooh, I need to switch over to my... Yeah, that was really a key element in all of our strategies kind of going forward. And I honestly didn't expect them to ever remove it, at least not until they came out with ranged weapons. I figured once they came out with ranged weapons, you know, they would probably get rid of it, because stutter step being with ranged weapons would just be stupidly overpowered. But yeah, I really didn't expect them to get rid of it as soon as they did. Alright, well, I don't want that breaking on me in the middle of the fight, so pop a couple of those. We'll get back to this. And he's almost dead, so it's not like I had to use 5 billion things to kill him. And actually, this way is way faster than what we were previously doing. It's just a lot more resource intensive. Die, friendo. So yeah, here we have the key to the Forsaken Dungeon, which is pretty sweet. And unfortunately, he gave me trash in terms of drops. He gave me a spade. What do you do? Still haven't finished those. That's unfortunate. And I guess I'll take the rest of this stuff. So yeah, you do not have to bomb the gatekeeper's hut in order to get this key. You do not have to bomb this hut. So don't bother doing that. So yeah, this has just been part one. I am going to do several videos on doing the dungeons every single day. And I probably won't show killing the gatekeeper again. I'll make a separate video for this, for killing the gatekeeper, but I'm not going to show this every time I do another dungeon. So yeah, this will be a pretty short and sweet video, guys. But hopefully you guys are as hyped up as I am for the dungeon, and I will probably post the first episode of actually being in the dungeon, hopefully a couple hours after this gets posted up. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Till then, guys, prepare for the dungeon, guys. Dungeon hype, ho! Oh, that was really corny. But yeah, I'll see you later, guys.